Hi folks, welcome back to the hoard. And quite a hoard it is. Let's see, today's shout out is for Joseph Costello. He's got a big red 250, a 200S, Arctic Cat, and he got a couple of them in his video. One's at 250, one's at 300. Cool guy, been a big supporter of the hoard for a while. Go check him out. Go say hello. Tell him Harvey sent you. Just a quick hello and hello from Harvey. So there's all the nice time and date stamps. Welcome to Thursday. You know, as it warms up outside, these things get a little brighter. Look at that, fully charged batteries. Aren't we happy? This monster. Progress, yes. I dropped the tires off at the local Honda place, and I dropped them off on Monday. I think I dropped them off on Monday or Tuesday. I dropped them off on Monday, and he says, oh, they're going to have to warm up for a day or so. I'm going to put them in the boiler room, and I didn't get them back Tuesday. I figured, well, they were warming up. And then Wednesday, I figured, I'll give them to the end of the day Wednesday to call. So I dropped by today, and he did nothing with them. I think he's magically expecting them to jump on the rims by themselves. If I don't get them back from him tomorrow, I will drop by and take them away from him and go see my buddy across the river who has them, and then they will end up on my shit list or shite list. I bought a seat for this thing. This is an example of a $25 seat, right? It's off of eBay. Basically, it's debatable if I got a seat at all, but what I did get is the plastic, which is very, very nice. And as a matter of fact, I'm not going to put a link in for this guy, but this is where it came from. I've done some business with him before for anybody who's in upstate New York. He seems to have some fair prices. He seems to be a decent guy. Sloansville, New York. It's up by Gloversville, off the Northway, known as the Adirondacks. So, I mean, this is what he sent with it. He said 87. Turns out this thing is an 86, according to the website I went to decode the number. So, I got a seat. Hopefully the tires are being mounted. And one last thing, and you guys are going to love this. Check this out. Turn it on. Give it a little tickle with the screwdriver. Probably already ran it out of gas. So, how's that? I just redid the carburetor on it. Well, cleaned it up. There was some material in there. But you guys could see all the wheels turn round and round, which makes Harvey very, very happy. They're still, well, it doesn't help if you have something leaning against them, I guess. But still, they're pretty stiff. Once again, I think I'm in neutral. This thing doesn't roll worth a hoot. Neither does this one. So, what's next? I saw, you know, the real trick with all this stuff is you got to go out and see what other people are doing on YouTube. This isn't like, you know, we're in high school and, you know, you copied from me. No, this is, if somebody's doing something smart, you want to take a look at it and do what they're doing or improve on what they're doing. Mad Onions. I mentioned that he got his running. He also on his, and I don't recall if it was the front rack or the back rack, but he's got some diamond plate fenders. I think it was off the front. He's got the front rack on there, and then he's got diamond plate fenders hanging right off the rack. Right? Beautiful. Just only, that's all you need. So I'm thinking to myself, yo, I put a front and back rack on this thing, back rack, front rack, and I hang a set of nice diamond plate fenders off of it, right? I'm all golden. Homie's got it beat. So that's what I'm considering doing at the moment. Though there was just one of these on Craigslist. My problem is I'm running a little short in the pockets. I'm trying to, you know, keep the expenditures down a little bit until I figure out this retirement thing. One of the gigs with retirement, obviously, you have a fixed income. You make what you make, or you get what you get, right? Whatever your pension check is or whatever your investments are, and and that's what you have. That's any more that you spend more than what's coming in, you got a problem. So I've only been retired for, I guess, 2 pension checks now, January and February. So I'm not quite sure where my finances are from an income point of view. I'm not sure really how much is coming in. And you say, well, you can see a number, it's on the pension check, right? That may be true, but from a tax point of view, I'm not sure if I owe taxes from last year, considering I both worked and collected part of a pension check for part of the year. I'm not sure if I owe anything or if I'm going to get a rebate. I'm not sure if that heat pump gig is tax deductible or not. I think it is, but I'm not sure. So I got to run that by the accountant. Yeah, it's so I'm trying not to go too crazy, and I'm also trying to like fix some of this stuff before I bring any more in. Fix it, figure out what I'm going to send to my son's place out in Pennsylvania. You know, try to make a little bit more room. Try to get my act in a little better shape. But there was just one of these on Craigslist. It was an 86 that had a exhaust manifold problem, and as you see those dually exhausts there, I'm sure the exhaust is expensive, but it had an exhaust manifold problem and tires. It had flat tires. I think his comment was it doesn't roll, which would make it a bear unless it's like right in his garage where you can back the truck right up to, and one could, you know, kind of drag, curse, swear, you know, pry barred and do whatever that you had to do to get it in the truck. But it was cheap. I think he was after $600 for it, $500 for it. So yeah, it's a little distance from me. It was down in Jersey, I think. Anyhow, the issue with these, it's an 86. They had one of these, a 300, that was in really nice shape, like old guy owned it and passed, or old guy owned it and was getting rid of it, or however the story was going to be. But it was a, 4 tracks 300, and he wanted $1,600 for it, and once again, it was in beautiful condition. So if you could get one all nice for $1,600, I mean, the plastic's good, the tires are good, it's got a key switch, it's all ready to go for $1,600. How much are you willing to spend for a rat? Right? You might find somebody to give you $800 or $1,000 for it, but I mean, even with that, you're going to be kicking and fighting to get that kind of coin for it. If, once again, you could get a nice one for $1,600, or even a nice one that's a little bit newer for a couple of grand or $2,500. Why would you want to spend $1,200 on this when you could get a real nice one for $2,500? At least that's what I'm seeing in my area. I don't know what you guys are seeing. So there we are. Right now, let's peg this is, I paid $450 for it. The tires were another $100. By the time the Honda place finishes with me, that'll probably be $50 or perhaps more. What else have I put into it? A spark plug, clean up, all that didn't cost me anything. The seat, by the time I got the seat delivered, it was $43. So add that to what the Honda place is getting, that's another $100. So you know what, guys, I'm up to $650 on this thing. Maybe a can of black spray paint to kind of, I'll probably pressure wash it and just do up the frame a little bit with some black spray paint. The racks, I have a lot of racks floating around. I might have to mess with them a little bit to clean them up. But so, I'm rounding $650. If I forgot anything, $700. In my opinion, for $700, this will be a nice toy to beat about, to put a snowplow on. I mean, you see how easy it starts, right? To save some abuse on this thing, make it so that this thing doesn't have to pull those real horrible trailers. I really want to get to the point where I'm plowing snow, and I'd really rather not do it with this one. I'd like to keep this one nice. So if it could save a lot of the abuse from the 300, and this is a 350, it should be a little better at it. It's heavier, right? It should be a better bike for doing this kind of stuff. I just as soon do it this way. I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts. By the way, I'm reading your comments, but I'm having trouble replying because my computer, I have a laptop, and the mouse, the touchpad where you slide your finger across, is worn, and it does strange things when you slide your finger across it as I'm trying to respond to comments and move around. So I'm sorry I've been a little slow on responding to some comments, but I read them all, and I do appreciate them. And please keep commenting. I typically respond to somewhere around 10 or a dozen. If my computer's behaving a little more than that, if it's really acting up, a little less than that. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It seems that when I clean it, it's good for a comment or two, and then it gets really, really nasty. So I'm trying not to clean that area too much. By cleaning, I just give it a little wipe with a clean tissue, and that just seems to make it a little bit worse. Anyway, folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up. Go see Joe, see what he's up to. Take care now, folks. Bye.